Monday doesn't ruin your Sunday. Your brain does it for Monday. By 10 a.m. on Sunday, everything still feels fine. Coffee tastes normal. The day feels open. There is time. Then sometime after lunch, something changes. You look at the clock. 4 in the afternoon. The weekend suddenly feels smaller. By 6, your chest feels tighter than it did all week. You haven't opened your work laptop. Nobody has messaged you. Nothing bad has happened. But somehow, your body already believes tomorrow is attacking. People call this the Sunday fear, the Sunday Scaries, that strange feeling where an entire day becomes contaminated by a day that hasn't even arrived yet. And the strange part is that this doesn't only happen to people who hate their jobs. It happens to teachers who love teaching, designers who enjoy creating, parents who enjoy their routines. Because the feeling isn't really about work. It's about transition. Your brain is being forced to move from freedom back into obligation, and it treats that shift as a threat, not a physical threat, a psychological one. Because the human brain has always preferred certainty over possibility, even when certainty isn't pleasant. And Monday is nothing but possibility. Deadlines you haven't seen yet, emails you haven't opened yet, problems that don't exist yet, which is exactly why your brain starts solving them anyway. The mistake most people make is believing they're preparing. Most of the time, they're rehearsing danger. Psychologists call this anticipatory anxiety. Your brain runs simulations of future events in an attempt to reduce uncertainty. The problem is that uncertainty isn't reduced by simulation. It multiplies. One imagined meeting becomes 3 imagined conversations. One possible mistake becomes an entire imaginary disaster. You tell yourself you're getting ahead of the problem. Your nervous system hears something different. It hears that danger must be close if you're spending this much energy preparing for it. This creates a loop. You worry because tomorrow matters. Tomorrow feels dangerous because you're worrying. The loop feeds itself. Research by psychologist Richard Lazarus in 1991, through his work on cognitive appraisal theory, showed that stress is shaped less by events themselves and more by how we evaluate our ability to handle them. Your brain isn't measuring Monday. It's measuring your confidence against Monday. Those are not the same thing. Imagine someone named Daniel sitting on his couch at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. Netflix is playing. His phone is in his hand. He opens his work calendar just to check one thing. There are 4 meetings tomorrow. He closes the app. 30 seconds later, he opens it again. Now he's mentally rehearsing what to say in the first meeting. Then he's imagining being asked a question he can't answer. By 9 o'clock, he feels exhausted from a workday that technically hasn't happened. His body paid for labor his employer never received. Or think about Sarah standing in her kitchen preparing lunches for her kids. She suddenly remembers that presentation tomorrow morning. Now she's replaying last month's presentation. The slide she stumbled over. The sentence she phrased badly. The awkward silence that lasted maybe 2 seconds, but felt like 20. Within minutes, she isn't thinking about tomorrow anymore. She's defending herself against a courtroom that exists only inside her head. The brain struggles to separate memory, imagination, and reality. Neuroscientist Daniel Gilbert wrote about this in his 2006 book, Stumbling on Happiness. Many of the same neural systems involved in experiencing events are activated when imagining them. Your body reacts to mental previews as if they're small pieces of reality. That's useful if you're escaping predators. Less useful if you're folding laundry and imagining an email from accounting. This is why Sunday feels uniquely vulnerable. Saturday belongs to the present. Monday belongs to the future. Sunday gets trapped between them. Half rest, half anticipation, never fully either. You can usually tell when you've crossed from preparation into rumination. Preparation ends with action. Rumination ends with another thought. Preparation writes tomorrow's to-do list and closes the notebook. Rumination rewrites the list 3 times and checks the weather before every meeting. Preparation creates clarity. Rumination creates movement without distance. One leaves your brain quieter. The other leaves it louder. A simple test exists. Ask yourself one question. What action did this thought produce? If the answer is none, you've probably entered the maze. Because self-awareness moves toward decisions. Overthinking moves toward more thinking. The 2 can feel identical from the inside. Only one changes behavior. That doesn't mean the answer is positive thinking. Your brain doesn't trust motivational speeches at 9 p.m. on Sunday. It wants evidence. specific evidence. Instead of asking, what if tomorrow goes badly? Ask, what exactly happens if that meeting goes badly? Follow the chain. You stumble over a sentence. Someone notices. The meeting continues. People go home. The world survives. Anxiety speaks in fog. Specificity forces it into daylight. Another useful trick sounds almost childish. Finish your Monday before Sunday ends. Lay out the clothes. Write the first task you'll do at work. Pack the bag. Choose breakfast. Small acts of completion send a different message to the nervous system. The future is no longer a dark room. The furniture is already visible. But maybe the deeper question isn't how to eliminate the Sunday fear. Maybe it's why we're so desperate to avoid it. The feeling exists because something matters to you. Responsibilities matter. People matter. Your reputation matters. The discomfort is proof that your life contains things worth carrying. The goal was never to build a life without anxiety. Only a life where anxiety doesn't get to narrate the story before you've lived it. Because Monday has stolen enough Sundays already, it doesn't deserve the ones that haven't happened yet. What part of Sunday usually triggers the feeling for you? Sunset, checking emails, or simply seeing the clock hit evening? Subscribe if you want psychology explained in ways your brain can actually use on ordinary days. Most people learn how to work harder. This channel is about understanding the machine doing the work.